Good morning, it's Kurt Staley of Simcoe Plastics, and this morning I'm coming to you from the Simcoe Plastics sales office located at Office Inc. in Barrie, Ontario, Canada. We're having a bit of an overcast day out there, a little bit of rain, and I thought, well, maybe today we'll take it inside. Now, when the weather turns colder, I'll still be outside, bundled up obviously, but I just don't want to be out in the rain. So, for today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about what happens to plastic once it's recycled and where it can find its second, third, fourth, and fifth life. Because the definition of the thermoplastic, if you remember, is something that can be turned into a part, ground up, reheated, made liquid as it goes through processing equipment, made into a part, and so on and so on, many times, probably 10 to 12 times before there's serious degradation of physical properties. So again, it's key to recycling. These things are reusable. So the three major groups of thermoplastics that are great candidates for recycling are polypropylene, polyethylene, and polystyrene. So polypropylene, that has so many uses in the automotive industry when it's reprocessed. And we're not talking about parts that are integral to a car's safety system. That's really the domain of a prime resin, as it should be. But for reprocessed resins, applications such as undercar splash shields, various little closeouts, like little parts that would fit between, say, the front decorative fascia of the car closing out to the sheet metal, typically just black, and something that has some ductility to it, or the ability to twist before it breaks, ductile. Those are great applications for reprocessed polypropylene, or its very close cousin, TPO, thermoplastic olefin, which is really a mix of polypropylene, polyethylene, and some rubber to give it that ductility and resistance to cracking in cold conditions. But regardless, those types of applications, undercar splash shields, fantastic for reprocessed material. I've seen rocker panels. They're the decorative panel that sits underneath the door and essentially protects the sheet metal from direct corrosion when you'd have things splashing up from the road. So great application there. Just fairly inexpensive materials. Under hood applications as well, things like your air filter box, great application for polypropylene reprocessed. It really has very little to do with anything structural in the car. It just has to hold the air filter and be able to be bolted into some mounts on the sheet metal or whatever in the under hood area of the car. So very good for a reprocessed material. Polyethylene, a couple of things for polyethylene. The biggest application is drainage tile, and that's made with what we would call a fractional melt material. So a material that's suitable for blow molding, and in its prime state, they would be blow molded into all sorts of containers, everything from, say, for example, the containers you buy your motor oil in, to household cleaning containers. That's generally polyethylene and blow molded. If you want to think about anything that's maybe got a twist top on it, that's probably that container's been blow molded. Neat little process. You can get interesting designs. It's fairly quick and creates, obviously, based on what you buy in your own household. There's a lot of product there that's available, both post-industrial, so the defects from the molding operation that are sold on the open market, and post-consumer, the things from the blue box. So the drainage tile or irrigation tile that's laid in fields, fantastic application for polyethylene. I've also seen polyethylene and polypropylene, for that matter, used in plastic roofing tiles, shingles. Fine application there as long as there's some control on the parameters, which can certainly be done. And so polystyrene. Now, polystyrene is incredibly versatile. It's again one of the base building blocks in resins. I've seen things like cafeteria trays, both taken out of circulation and ground up, but also reused with reprocessed and a good quality reprocessed material. Trophy figurines, that type of thing, whether or not, whether or not they're chrome plated or gold plated, But styrene works very, very well in that type of application. It's a very inexpensive resin, so that makes it very attractive to use. So those are just a few applications, just a very few, of reprocessed resins. I'm sure if you looked around your house, you would find dozens of things made from a reprocessed resin and likely wouldn't even know it if you weren't specifically looking for it. So on that note, I'll end this video, and as always, please recycle all of your materials. They're precious resources. Please treat them that way, and always protect your playground. Until next week, take care. Bye-bye.